South Africa against Nigeria. The South Africans were forced to make 2 changes to their lineup this week. Armand Maurits has joined the squad, and so has Ricky Duarte, another capped blitzbok in this lineup. Both Maurits and Duarte have been playing in the London Sevens for Shogun with a great deal of success. Duarte's last tournament in the blitzbok jersey was at the Vancouver Sevens earlier this year, and he will start. It's a good opportunity for Duarte to try and make his way back into the Springbok Sevens fold. Immediately a lovely tap back. David Brits, this week named in the 16 players to represent South Africa at the Olympics later this month. Brits again. Sebastian Job, he was the most valuable player last week. Changes direction. Rowan Mochas. And it's South Africa on the scoreboard very early in this match. Change of direction from Sebastian Job, and it did the trick. And it's Nkosi Makaza, the try scorer. South Africa's Varsity Cup Player of the Year. A player who's travelled to Mauritius with great reputation. Duarte to try and add the 2 points. Conversion is over. And South Africa with the early lead, 7 points to 0. In fact, Duarte joined the South African team straight from the UK, where even last week he was still playing for Shogun. He's played in 3 tournaments for Shogun, and they've won all 3 tournaments. Shogun, of course, the previous Samurai. This time it's a good gather from Nigeria. They'll try and do something with this. Their coach Steve Lewis has been hard at work. It's been very, very difficult for Nigeria. They've got a couple of players based in Nigeria, the majority in London. Then there's a player that's come all the way from the United States, and also another player based in South Africa. Under pressure, Nigeria. Still, South Africa won the ball back. Penalty to South Africa. Duarte with the very early take, and he goes through, and as expected, he makes an immediate impact on South Africa's performance. Duarte was the Rookie of the Year in the World 7 Series in 2022-2023. Returned to the Springbok Sevens fold for the Perth tournament earlier this year. And his last appearance was in Vancouver. He adds 2 points, and it's 14 points to 0 for South Africa. So 6 players of the Nigerian side are based in the UK, 4 in Nigeria itself. Testimony Dodo plays for the University of Johannesburg, played Varsity Cup as well. Nigeria can do very well to regather. Christopher Daniel John, the big number 9. But they are under immense lot of pressure from the South Africans. Holding on, good tackle, quick tap, that goes out to Duarte. Duarte again to David Brits, and he will not be stopped that close out. Third try to South Africa, a David Brits included in that group of 16 players named this week for the Olympics. Of course, the team will be trimmed down, or the squad will be trimmed down to 14 and finally to 12 with 2 travelling reserves. Brits has not had the best of luck with injury so far this season, and he's making his comeback. And again, the assistant in the in-goal area a little bit hesitant there, not too sure, but he puts his flag up, and it's 3 tries to 0, 21-0, South Africa leading Nigeria.
21, Nigeria 0.
Allez les Nigériens, il faut qu'ils jouent.
And it's Nigeria. They'll be happy with that score. And it's A-Team Gabriel John with a score. And of course, the South African coaching staff will not be happy with their side conceding a try. (21-5) Nigeria on the scoreboard. Man Mountain, A-Team Gabriel John. Conversion also successful. Restart from Nigeria. That is Olubui Faisal Mayowa with a restart. And Nigeria's regathered it. Perhaps a bit of lapse in concentration here from South Africa. Nigeria still with possession. Now they switch direction. Lovely little short pass. Beats 2 defenders. Job chasing him down. Jaden Nell making the tackle. And there's a turnover being won. South Africa will counter. It's a penalty. The tackler did not release. Penalty to South Africa. Penalty to South Africa. And it's Ricky Duarte who kicks it into touch. And it's halftime, 21-7. Duarte will be happy with his return to the green and gold. Made a big contribution, scored a try, 3 conversions. Very good offload to David Brits on the inside. Brits, of course, very, very keen on making an impression. Sandeli Nkobo, the man on the right-hand side of the picture, joined by Marius Skuman. Nkobo, a former Blitzbok himself, now the coach of the South African Academy team, and this team travelled here to Mauritius as a South African A side. (21-7), a handy lead in any man's language. But Nigeria hasn't been completely overawed. They've come back nicely with a score from their own. And Nigeria to start the second half. So Jacobs, the man in the middle with the whistle. It's a lovely inside step, and he's going to be away. Oh, fantastic support by Sebastian Job. He's shown why he's also played for the Blitzboks. That's a very, very good score by Sebastian Job. And South Africa immediately from the restart, win possession, go on the attack, and they score their fourth try of the match. They'll play the game at their own pace, slow it down when they have to. 2 points added, 4 tries to 1. Lovely crowd in already early morning, Saturday morning. And last week this tournament also had fantastic support. Now it's Duarte with the restart, and South Africa will work at gathering it. A very, very important part of sevens, the restarts. Duarte, that's high. That's a lovely kick. Lands in no man's land. Nigeria under pressure. Jaden Nell, also a highly rated player. And that's a penalty against Nigeria. I didn't really see what happened. I think the Nigerian player threw the ball away at the line out, which of course you're not allowed to do in sevens. And for his efforts, he's received a yellow card. Duarte again. And again the little kick. Will he find Makaza? He does. Makaza over for his second try of the match. That was a lovely executed kick. One that was used to great effect by the senior side, the Blitzboks, throughout the year. Makaza plays for the University of Cape Town, the Ikeys. And Rowan Magas with the attempted conversion, he pushes it wide. South Africa on a roll here, 33 points to 7, and we still have 4 minutes remaining in this match. Next up, also a very good prospect, Kenya against Zambia. Ball has gone backwards, off the shoulder. And this is the first time in this half Nigeria have had any possession to speak of. What can they do with this? John Daniel stopped. Etienne Gabriel John with a run. And here they go. This is an opportunity for Nigeria. They need support. Duarte working back. Perhaps the pass a little bit too early. And they bundled into touch. Perhaps the Nigerian player could have held onto the ball a little bit longer. Drew Duarte in. But he passed slightly too early, which gave Duarte the opportunity then to chase the ball carrier. So liner to South Africa. South Africa making a replacement. Jeff Nweso, who celebrated his birthday on Thursday here in Mauritius. He's on the pitch. Nigeria offside at the line out. Duarte again, and he is a fit player. He can do this all day long. Mfundo Ndlovu, Cap Blitzbok. Unexpectedly, he was asked to play in the forwards last week, but he did a great job. And Weso will celebrate his birthday with a try immediately after coming on as a replacement. Jeff Weso under the uprights for South Africa. From their own 22, line out, won the line out, forced the penalty. And there was only going to be one result from that, and that was a try for South Africa under the posts. 38-7 with a conversion to come. Duarte won't miss from here. And some good work this week by the officials with 2 in the in-goal area. There were a few discrepancies last week, in particular Burkina Faso against Madagascar. A hotly disputed conversion which was not given to Burkina Faso, and eventually forced their match against Madagascar, the semi-final, into extra time. As that's a brilliant take by Hubert Skuman. Didn't have a lot of game time last week, suffered a HIA injury early on. Duarte has been the key figure in the South African team. Now it's Siyabonga Ndlozi. And it's getting tough and difficult here for Nigeria. To begin with, it's a massive challenge to play the likes of South Africa, especially when you don't play that caliber of opposition on a daily basis. Injury to a Nigerian player, and of course the medical service is absolutely excellent here. We have HIA, head injury assessment, which is monitored all the time, and a lot of training happening in the week to ensure the safety of the players as we wait for the conversion. The conversion will not be able to be taken right now, as the player is more or less in the line of the injury. He looks to be okay. He's spoken there to the medical staff. Oh, and he came in from the side and he hit his head. That was Henry Ajadua Chukwem. Hit his side against the hip of the South African attacker. But it is Siyabonga Ndlozi with a try as we wait for Chukwem to be removed. Coming up next, Kenya against Zambia. The Kenya Morans also looking to improve. Their senior side, Shuja, are preparing for the Olympic Games. Quite clear what happened. Went in for the tackle and it hit the hip, which is one of the hardest parts to hit your head against. And he's getting applauded off and he's showing thumbs up, which is a fantastic sign. You will have a bit of a headache for the next couple of days, but he looks to be all good and he will get attended to by a very, very professional and efficient medical staff. That's the end of the match. Not too sure whether that conversion was over or not. 45-7, the scoreboard reads. But it's South Africa winning this match against Nigeria 45 points to 7.